Welcome everybody, Jack here from Gingerbets, and this week I'm previewing the Valero Texas Open exclusively for sportspub.com, and in this more detailed video I'm going to be breaking down the course, the key skill sets required, and bringing you my best outright selections for this week's tournament taking place at TPC San Antonio, the Oaks course. But before I get into this week's video, may I encourage you to head over to the sportspub.com website. If you're not yet registered by providing your email to sportspub.com, then you're missing out on so much good information to save you time, make you more informed when placing your golf wagers, and giving you a consistent edge over the bookmakers on the PGA Tour time and time again, week in, week out. That's what we do here at Gingerbets, and courtesy to sportspub.com, you can have all of this direct to your inbox each and every week. So after this video, don't forget, head over to the sportspub.com homepage where you can find out all the details on how to register for the full Gingerbets Golf Betting Insights weekly package. But in this video, it is a breakdown of the course, the key skill sets required, and those all-important outright selections. Let's hope we can go a few places better than last week and get you the winner ahead of the first major of the season. Anticipation's building. My excitement levels are going through the roof. It's the Masters next week, and we're going to get a winner this week to give ourselves plenty of playing power as we head into one of the most fun weeks of the whole calendar year. So the course itself this week, TPC San Antonio, the Oaks course, it is a real tough test for the players. Long and demanding, a par 72, over 7,400 yards from the tips, a standard layout, 4 par 3s, 4 par 5s, the rest made up of 10 par 4s, and it's the par 5s that are extremely challenging. They are long, 575 yards all the way through to 620 yards. There is no faking it around this golf course at TPC San Antonio, and we're going to come on to that when we look at the key skill sets required. So the key skill sets for me this week, there are a few, but it starts off with driving distance. This is a tough, demanding test, and I believe that length is a key important factor this week. Those players that look to dominate the par 5s will have an advantage with their length off the tee. Yes, fairways are an advantage any week on tour, but I think driving distance this week is a must-have. Then I want to look at tee to green performance over the last 24 rounds. I don't think you're going to find your game here at TPC San Antonio. I think you're going to have to bring it with you. So I'm looking for players over the last 24, 36 rounds who are dialed in consistency with every club in the bag, from the driver all the way through to those wedges, 60-degree wedges, and those shots around the green. That's one of the areas that I'm going to focus on this week as well. It's a tough course, and therefore players are going to inevitably miss greens. The greening regulations gain factor is going to be important this week, but also because of the nature of this course, hard off the tee, hard with the approach play, that means plenty of greens missed, and it's going to have to scramble, get up and down to survive, to save your card, to protect bogeys on that scorecard, and to climb that leaderboard. So we want to look at strokes gained around the green. We also want to look at greening regulations gained. As I've just touched upon, that is a key factor in determining the winner. Come Sunday, the player that hits the most greening regulations is going to take pressure off his short game, give himself plenty of outside birdie looks by default, and that is going to be a huge advantage at this Oaks course. And then finally, we want to look at strokes gained approach from 150 yards in. This is a key distance this week. There's going to be plenty of shots from this range, and when players do get the opportunity with a short iron in hand, that's wedge through 9-iron, they're going to have to dial it in close to those pins and make birdies, because bogeys are inevitable at this tough track. This is the course where Kevin Na famously ran up a 16. Yes, a 16. Kevin Na famously did that. That's what can happen on these tree-lined venues. If the players get wayward off the tee, then they can certainly be punished. So we've got driving distance, tee to green performance, greening regulations gained, and strokes gained around the green, along with those irons, short irons in hand, 150 yards in. They're the key stats that are going to determine who lifts that trophy come Sunday night. Let's get to it with the selections. Well, those of you that have tuned in earlier in the week may have already found out the headline selection, so I won't keep you waiting. It's 8-1. It's BetMGM the place. It's Rory McIlroy, second on debut in 2013, dialed in the leading player in this field with tee to green over the last 24 rounds and in the top 5 for par 5 scoring. The stars are aligned for a big performance before the Masters, where he's looking to complete a career Grand Slam and wear that green jacket in a couple of weeks' time. So Rory will headline the portfolio. 8-1, BetMGM's the place. Second up, this is a player that I'm really keen on. Fourth here in 2019, and his real consistency in his game right now. 9 cuts made in a row. That's not something that we would put to this player in the past. He was very erratic with his form, but now he's showing consistency under the tutelage of Butch Harmon. He's dialed in with his irons. He's a short game and around the green is one of the best on tour over the last 50 rounds on tour. He ranks in the top 10 around the green, and I believe that a strong showing is expected from Siwoo Kim. 40-1. BetMGM's the place. He will be a player that I'll be following closely this week and as a big outsider for the Masters. So stay tuned. If he performs well, his price is going to shorten, and he's certainly going to be considered for my big price portfolio for the Masters in just a week's time. Third up is another player that has shown a return to form of recent times. He was 6th here in 2019, or should I say 2021 last year, when he was out of form. He was in a real slump at that time. Well, he's returned to form in the last month. He's got 2 top 10s in that time on the PGA Tour. He could have won one of those when he led with 2 holes to play. And he's now showing the real consistency in his game with his iron play. That's a trademark of his game. His long irons and his iron game are what sets him apart, and he's dialed in with them right now. Off the tee, he's also gaining strokes. He's getting more consistent in every part of his game. That's off the tee, approach play, and around the green. And if he can put well this week on a track that is bound to suit him, then Gary Woodland at 33-1, BetMGM has got an outstanding chance, and he's also made the top 20 portfolio. I can't see him outside the top 20 this week. This is a course that's going to play to all of his strengths. It's long, it's demanding, it's challenging, it tests every club in the bag, and as we've seen on the Florida swing, that is what suits Gary Woodland. And fourth, but not least by any means, final selection of the week is someone who, again, like Woodland, has shown so much consistency over the last month. He's 6th in tee to green performance over the last 24 rounds on tour. He's 2nd in par 5 scoring on holes of 550 yards or longer. Them stats are going to stand him in good stead this week. He's in the top 20 with his short game in this field, which means when he does miss greens, he's getting up and down regularly. Nothing will faze him this week, and I'm expecting a massive performance from 40-1 shot. Chris Kirk, BetMGM's the place. Go and dial into those odds right now. So to round up, we've got Rory headlining. We've got Siwoo. He nearly headlined the pack this week. I'm really confident on a strong showing from Siwoo. Then we've got Gary Woodland, who also makes the top 20 picks. 33-1, BetMGM. And last but not least, Chris Kirk, 40-1, BetMGM's the place. Go and get those odds. And don't forget, head over to sportspub.com. Register for the full Gingerbets Golf Betting Insights weekly package. It is sure to save you time, make you more informed, and give you an edge over the bookmakers time and time again. Thanks for listening, and bye from me.